Hello, today I'm joined by Frankie Foster to go through all 7 races on the ITV7 free-to-play game on the second day of Royal Ascot with some top-class action to get stuck into. Frankie, first race we're going to look into is Wednesday's ITV7 game. It's the Group 2 Queen Mary Stakes, and it looks a bit of a minefield, this one.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you don't know a whole lot about these horses, and for all you can look at what's ran in the races that they have and see if anything's come out of it, there's really not a lot of clues. So I'm kind of going off of visual performance. And for me, Dramatized, the way that she managed to win, she hit the front quick, stayed at the front, was all over the shop and, you know, coming across as she finished and still managed to win. It just looked like there was a lot of talent there. She definitely will have to settle, she will have to run a better race, she'll have to deal with what's going to be a pretty busy and noisy crowd for race 1. So she's got to deal with all of those things, but off of kind of pure talent, the way that she did manage to win whilst doing a few things wrong, I think there's got to be some just raw talent there with Dramatized. So that's where I'd be going.
Well, it's nice for us to start day 2 off on the same page. Dramatized is where I'm going as well, and for exactly the same reasons of what you just said. She looked a really difficult horse to ride, but very talented at the same time. And I think if you look at the form of the 4 runners behind her, 3 runners behind her, they've gone on to frank the form as well. So yeah, I think Dramatized in the market around 4-1 as we record. Look, Love Reigns at the top of the market could just be an extra special horse, a Wesley Wall, but because we don't know how good that American form is, and the way Carl Burke's been going with his 2-year-old fillies over the last few years, I'm happy to play Dramatized in this one. The second race of the afternoon at Royal Ascot on day 2 doesn't get any easier, I don't think, with the Queen's Vase, the Group 2 Queen's Vase. It looks a bit of a race, doesn't it? They're definitely not Group 1 horses, and they might not even be Group 2 horses, but they put them all together in this race to go and have a go. Who do we like in this one?
Yeah, I found this really tricky. It was one when you sift through the cards and just nothing was screaming out at me. There was no kind of single piece of form or anything that I really thought, you know what, that's kind of caught my eye there. So I'm taking a bit of a get out of jail free card and going with the favourite on the basis that there's not much form there. This horse has only ran in a Class 5 at Nottingham and obviously won well enough, and then won in a Class 5 at Newcastle on the all-weather and again won well enough. And to be in here at favourite, well respected, obviously there's a lot of cash behind this horse. I'm just kind of taking the chance that, given there wasn't much I liked in the field, this horse is going to improve and show that form on the day. We haven't seen it yet, but it's clearly in here for a reason. So a bit of get out of jail free card, but Alderon for me.
Yeah, see, I was exactly the same in this race as the way to look at it. There was nothing really shouting out, but I've gone the opposite way. I've gone for the outsider in the field at 25-1. Yeah. So if there's nothing shouting out, like, to me, I'd rather go and take on the favourite, go and take on the horse at the top of the market with something at a bit of a price and emotion for John and Thady Gosden and the Guitar Racing team around 25-1. I think very overpriced in this market. I could be completely wrong, and the market could have it absolutely right with it being the outsider. But she was an absolutely emphatic 16th leg winner on her second start this season at Kempton on her first try at 12 furlongs. She was then dropped in trip to 10 furlongs, which I found really strange. It was on soft ground as well, which I don't think it went against her. But I think the trip was the complete thing that went against her. If you actually look at her pedigree, she's related to a Group 1 Prix de Cadran winner, which is obviously over a lot further. So now trying 1 mile 6, and the way she won over 12 furlongs going away, I just thought she wanted to step up and trip anyway. So now going up to 1 mile 6, I'm very interested by her, and at 25-1, getting the fillies allowance as well. Yeah, I'm happy to play her at 25-1 in this one, and it's just from a basis that I found a little angle in her, and I couldn't find the angle in anything else above her. So we'll have to see how that one goes.
For the ITV7.
Oh yeah, it'd be lovely. It'd be absolutely lovely, and I can see a lot of people getting knocked out if this horse does win. But hopefully, the people obviously watching the show can jump on with myself on that one. So next up is the feature Group 1, Prince of Wales Stakes. Has a really strong favourite in this at Bay Bridge. And you know, Frankie, how I feel about this horse. We're obviously talking about it on our anti-post preview. Baybridge, I think it's a very special horse. Are you in the Baybridge camp or are you going elsewhere?
I am, but more for the ITV7. For me, I'd be hesitant to have a bet at 5-4, 11-10 Baybridge. I think visually it's one of those, you'd be so impressive going past Mostadaf at Sandown. Everyone's kind of jumped on and maybe got carried away, and the price has completely crashed. So wouldn't be a bet for me, I don't think. But in the ITV7, the most likely winner, we're ignoring prices. Yeah, I'm going to side with Baybridge.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Baybridge for the ITV7, and probably for myself, I'd have a go away from the ITV7 as well. I really think this horse is special, deserves his chance in a Group 1. And I just hope, because he's one of our favourite flat horses over the last 2 years, we haven't seen all that much of him. I just hope he can live up to the potential that Sir Michael Stout thinks he's got, and like a lot of people in the game think he's got. So yeah, Baybridge for me as well in that one. So another smart event we're looking into is the Group 2 Cambridge Stakes for fillies and mares. There's a lot of nice horses that have gone on to win nice races in the past now, taking on each other. Who did you land on in this one?
I'm a bit frustrated at myself here because I've been saying Saffron Beach in any kind of preview or anything like that when she was about 11-4, I think maybe even 7-2 at one point, second favourite, and I haven't had a bet. Now I'm looking at 9-4 favourite. So for all that I've been talking up this horse, I haven't put my money where my mouth is, and now she's short. But I think Saffron Beach would be my best bet of the day on day 2. You know, brilliant form over the mile over here. Won a Group 3 easily enough. Beat Mother Earth, who you can see in second favourite here over the mile at Newmarket, well enough as well. And then that recent 4th at Maidan, there's a lot working against her. It was her first race of the year. She's in with the boys as well as the girls. She had an extra furlong and she's over in Maidan. So she's got a lot to deal with and she's still come 4th. And I think now you're essentially wiping that all away. She comes back into Fillies and Mares company, back in England. She's had a run and back to the mile where she was performing very well at Sandown and Newmarket. I think she's a great bet. So Saffron Beach for me.
Yeah, I did find this race tricky now because I looked at it and I wanted to get the favourite beat. I really did. When I saw she's carrying 9 stone 7 against the field that are carrying 9 stone 2, there's not many that like she's giving away to. And I thought, you know what, I just can't find anything else to go against her. I can't. And Saffron Beach for me would be the bet in here, especially for the ITV7. The way she ran last time out over a furlong extra over in Maidan. I thought that was an exceptional start to like a campaign this season. I think back against her own sex, she's only going to get better. And she just looks to be progressing every time, doesn't she? And yeah, I think Saffron Beach goes on and wins this one. So one of the toughest events of the afternoon is the Royal Hunt Cup. It's probably one of the toughest events at Royal Ascot for many. Over a mile. We saw a very classy winner last year. Is there going to be another one, Frankie, this year? Who are you going with?
I can't get away from the claimer on Magical Morning. I think that could be all the difference. Considering last time out over just 7 furlongs went well and hasn't gone up in the ratings for that, and now they've stuck a claimer on top. And if you go back another 2 runs over the mile at a big price, so a bit of a surprise that day. But again, off of 106, ran well, come 3rd in a Class 3 at Ascot. I think the form's there almost without the claimer, and then you bank £5 on top. I'm hoping that'll be the difference for Magical Morning.
Yeah, Magical Morning, lovely horse over the years. John Casey Gosling definitely got a chance. The one I couldn't get away from in this one was Dart Shift for Charlie Hills. He looks to be one of the more likely winners to me off the back of what he did last time out, winning over 8.5 furlongs at Nottingham. And he's only £5 higher in this one. He's a course and distance winner at the track. He absolutely loves the track. He's also won over 6 furlongs and 7 furlongs at Ascot. He just absolutely loves it here. And I can't get away from him purely on his Ascot form. Currently around 8-1, joint second favourite. Yeah, that would be the play I'd go in the ITV7, definitely just off the Ascot form alone. So the penultimate event of the second day of the festival is listed Windsor Castle Stakes. And Aidan O'Brien has the hot favourite Little Big Bear at 9-4 currently, with 8-1 being the next best price horse next to Little Big Bear. Is it a case Little Big Bear goes and wins, or are you happy to take him on?
I think that's the way you got to look. I think he's landed here just by being split on Aidan's other horses in Coventry and the Norfolk, and could be better than the field really here. This only kind of developed late on. Little Big Bear was, I think, for the Coventry was up in, you know, the top of the market, and got Blackbeard, hasn't he, now there? And yeah, I think this horse has kind of landed here by default. Aidan's got a lot of good 2-year-olds, and he's looking like he's got the top of the market in all 3 of the main 2-year-old race at the moment.
Yeah.
So I offer that. I'd just keep it simple and stick with Little Big Bear.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I think if you're near the top of the market in Group 2s and you're coming into a listed race, I think everyone assumes, and obviously the trainer probably knows, that this horse is better than a listed horse. And that's good enough for me. With Aidan O'Brien over the years at Ascot, you know how he gets on here, especially with horses like Hot Pots in listed races that are Group 2, Group 1 horses. And just from the 2 runs especially as well, I just like his improvement. I like how he's got on, and I can see an improvement again. Yeah, and I just think he's much better than a listed horse, and I'm happy to play Little Big Bear in the ITV7 game. So the final event on Wednesday's ITV7 free-to-play game is the Kensington Palace Stakes. It's a Class 2 handicap over a mile. Another tricky one to finish, Frankie. Who are you going with in this one?
I like Improvised. I can't see why this horse hasn't gone up a few pounds. It's been running pretty consistently. I mean, in a listed race was 6th, was 4th in a Class 3. Okay, but that was over 6. Last time out, over 7 in a Class 1 or listed race. 2nd again there, a big price off of 84, retains that mark of 84. Just has been pretty consistent in handicaps, off a similar mark in listed Class 2s. So, you know, I think at 9-1, well, if you haven't bet, it's an each way bet, but we're trying to find the winner. But even for me, the most likely winner would be Improvised. Just solid, consistent, retains the same mark of 84. It's got to be in with a chance.
Yeah, it's really not a nice race to finish in it from a punting perspective. But obviously, with the ITV7 game, you've got to have a go regardless when there's all 7 races on offer. And the one I came down on was Mo Badra, a really nice daughter of Oasis Dream for Roger Varian. Looks to progress from a 3-year-old career when winning nicely on debut at Kempton over 7 furlongs last time out. Off a mark of 89 now. She's still nice. She might have a bit of leeway with the handicapper still, and looks one of the more interesting runners for me in the field, with Roger Varian doing well in handicaps over the years at Royal Ascot. So yeah, Mo Badger would be my player at 8-10-1, currently about 3rd favourite in the market. So yeah, our way to go. So Frankie, that's it for day 2. We've got 3 more days of this. So hopefully we've found some winners for the ITV7.
We've got some big prices in there.
Exactly. But I think, like you said yesterday, for Tuesdays, and Tuesdays was probably one of the best days to play this game, whereas Wednesdays might be a bit more difficult with being bigger prices on offer. But hopefully we found some winners. Remember to like this video, comment below with your selections for day 2, and subscribe to the channel with a show, as I said, for every day of the 5 days at Royal Ascot. Also, don't forget to get involved with the ITV7 free-to-play game, and also the Winners Enclosure League to play against like-minded people like me and Frankie. So yeah, Frankie, that's it for day 2, and we'll be back over the next 3 days.
Cheers, James.